Hey geeks, do you love comics, collectibles, and TCG? Well, here at Cardboard Cave, we have the place for you. Pass by Kapitan Granuja Comics and Games and find all your favorite geeky items there. Look for them at Facebook or Instagram or call them at 787-659-7003. A store blessed by Nicole Bolas. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are having an extremely great night. It's been long overdue that we haven't had a podcast. So today's podcast is going to be super extremely fun and interesting because we're going to talk about something that I think probably a lot of people have been talking about it, but maybe not in a podcast format. But welcome to Cardboard Cave. And before we start everything, remember that you guys can follow us and hit that subscribe button to our YouTube channel, because when you guys can't watch it here live, you guys can watch it on our YouTube channel. Plus, not only that, if you can't watch it on YouTube or watch it live, why not listen to us? Go ahead to your favorite podcast format or favorite application and follow us as Cardboard Cave MTG, and you can listen to us in your car while you're working or any place that you are at the moment. So to start everything, let's go ahead and say hi to all of our amazing hosts, starting with the one and only JP.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, JP? And then not only that, we're gonna present somebody that was super extremely early tonight.
He was.
What I know, right? Was early tonight, but we still had to wait for him at when we were about to start. But it is what it is. But here is Chris. His mic is muted.
Again, you might be muted.
Yes, there we go. My mic is now unmuted. So yeah, it's me featuring Melpo, the best thing in my life. And yeah, here we are.
And then last but not least, the one, the only, the director, Alejandro.
Hi, what's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Okay, guys, so tonight we're going to talk about our first topic of tonight. Let's go ahead and make that famous transition.
Beautiful
Transition.
I think I put the wrong one.
Incorrect transition.
And I said it before we started this. I'm like, remember the topic 2 is the first topic.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
There we go. So, guys, the topic of tonight is WOTC, and we know them as Wizard of the Coast, the most controversy company of them all. Is we're seeing a lot of appealing.
Yep, yeah, I'm also
Is
confused.
that yours? Is there a fire? Are you good?
That was funny. So, God damn it. So, okay. So I can't stop laughing. So the topic of tonight is Wizard of the Coast. Technically speaking, and not technically speaking, we have been seeing it in more sets. Every set that has passing through, are they appealing more to the Commander players than their other formats? That is super and extremely interesting because, guys, you know how it is. You know that it's been long overdue that Wizard of the Coast has been doing this. So, what do you guys think about this? I understand the fact that we've been in COVID and COVID has affected local game stores. And, well, I wouldn't say local game stores in general because over there in the States, the game stores are still running normal. Here in Puerto Rico, they do not let us in any game store because apparently in the Puerto Rican law, game stores are included. The casinos and Ipica places are included in a game store under game stores. So our LGSs are affected with that ruling. So, but we have been noticing that most of these sets, or basically all of them, they have been appealing more to the Commander players than to Modern, Standard, Pauper, Brawl, and all of the other formats than Commander. There's always a very big percentage of cards that are used in Commander. So let's start with JP because JP I met him more in the commander side. So let's go ahead, JP. What do you think about this?
I don't think they're just starting to appeal more to the commander scene. I feel like they're just including more keywords that appeal kinda in general because instead of saying target player, and now it says each opponent, which is a very simple fix. Some cards like let's say blood artist says when something dies, target player loses one and you gain one. And so more recently with Zulaport Cutthroat, in that is the Return to Zendikar set, and then just recently in Guilds of Ravnica, there's another one that just says each opponent loses one life. These cards are just general and they don't affect the game. And if it's just played 1v1, it just affects the game if it's played with multiple people. So I don't feel like it's like truly appeasing to the commander players. These effects can just range and be the same in a 1v1 format, which is what I'm getting at.
Okay. How about you, Orengo? What you think about this? Do you think that there is more appeal to Commander than to the other formats?
Yes. And it's not happening since Kaldeim. It's been happening since, I feel, a Dominaria. Dominaria set like a trend when they started including uncommon legendaries, legendary creatures that were actually pretty good. That set also included like 36 Planeswalkers, which was clearly a push for standard, but it's also a push for like Super Friend type commander decks. I noticed this too in this set, particularly. There is a bunch of uncommon legendary creatures again. And I feel that it's getting to a point where it might be detrimental to other formats having so many legendary creatures, because then you can only have one on the board. And while they're very powerful effects, obviously, because they are legendary creatures, even the uncommon ones are starting to have like really good effects. I don't know if you guys saw like one of the last spoilers. I think it was today. There was a Gruul legendary uncommon that
Yes.
for 3 mana he gets to make a mana rock, and then for 6 mana he gets to cast the top card for free. And it's a Gruul card with with the explicit purpose of not being like standard Gruul, which is like more beatdown. There's
It's
more.
Alejandro, it might be a bit more because I just looked at the card. It's not 6 mana. It's 8 mana.
There we go, 8 mana.
I
Fine.
mean, that seems a lot more.
Oh yeah. But clearly that is
Yeah.
definitely designed for Commander, and it's designed to have a distinct, different Gruul commander than what you're used to, generally. But yeah, it's obviously designed Commander in mind. You're never gonna play that in Standard, like ever. So by having all these very uncommon legendary creatures and having this push, and like last year was supposed to be the Commander year. Yeah, I feel they've been pushing for Commander players way too much. I don't mind, because obviously I'm primarily a Commander player, but I feel it is almost to the detriment of all these other formats, because you can't run multiples. Well, you could run multiple of these cards, but the problem is you can't run them on the field, and then you might be stuck with stuff in your hand because legendary creatures on the field you can't play multiple ofs. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, definitely, but I don't feel, again, like it hasn't been happening since Kaldeim. It's definitely been happening since way before that.
Okay, how about you, Chris? What do you think about that? What do you think about Wizard of the Coast going full head, like, hey, our the actual players that are consuming our product, our Commander players, let's make more cards for them in each set, and let's focus on them and probably focus on the other formats. What do you think about that?
I feel like in some ways, Wizards, I don't want to say Wizards realize this late, because usually they do tend to plan things out for more like, like Mahafuturo, like for more like long term up to a certain point. but I feel like it was a bit long overdue for them to start making more products for Commander players that weren't just like, those pre-con Commander decks. Like Orengo mentioned, we have been seeing Wizards kind of catering towards Commander players in their sets basically since Dominaria. And I feel like they've also attempted to test the waters with like one or two cards that they threw in sets even before, Dominaria. And then with this new set, I mean, I don't know if this is just like a mistake in my perception of Magic throughout the years, but I feel like there's a lot more like legendary creatures in general in comparison to like past sets in these last few years. Like, well, I guess you can say like 2018 to 2020, like there's just constantly more and more legendary creatures. Then you have like the whole changing Planeswalkers over to legendary. Then they were trying to like mess around with making that new Oathbreaker format. So they've always kind of been trying to get into the Commander market without using the Commander name for a while, and then they just kind of realize, you know what, nah, that's not going to work. Let's just Commander something, and we're good. We're good. It's fine. Just slap Commander on it; they'll buy it anyways.
But Oathbreaker wasn't Oathbreaker made by a group of people?
Yeah, the same as Commander.
Commander.
No, yeah, I know, because Oathbreaker did last for quite a time.
Yeah.
It did.
Lasted a little
I
bit.
remember because I remember I built the mono red Chandra Oathbreaker with insult to injury.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Fun, very
So-
fun.
So adding to this, do you guys think that by having this appealing to Commander, because I know that a lot of people from our community that have their YouTube channels and whatnot, they mention a lot that formats are being affected. Obviously, Standard will never be affected because Standard will be always played. Let it be on Arena, let it be on paper, Standard will always exist. It's one of the most popular formats besides Commander. But there's a lot of rumors and a lot of comments coming in that Modern is being affected by all of these reprints. Not only reprints, is being affected because the prices of the cards have not gone down. Not even Ultimate Masters, not even Double Masters. The cards are still solid 30 to plus. Plus, recently, I don't know if you guys saw in one of our chats in Commander, Wheel of Fortune is $3,000.
I have a Wheel of Fortune, so I was like, what? No. So I looked for it, and it was just a buyout. It's back to its an average price. It's like $270.
No,
It freaked me out. Like, whoa, 3K.
$3,000. I could make like more than 4 Commanders. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Cardinal
no.
says to us, greetings, fellas.
Hello,
Hey.
Carlos. How you doing, my dude?
And
Well,
okay, so
I
yeah,
feel a bit on like in this case. I guess I'm playing devil's advocate in this case, like against the. I don't feel like they're appealing to Commander players. I just kind of feel like it's not that they don't it's that they haven't have them in mind, but they're not like skewing the numbers in my opinion. Because
You
just
blind man. You're so blind. You're not
It's-
seeing
it's like-
clearly.
it's like
I know, right?
There's like there's more legendary creatures that are uncommon, and they're exploring that area. That's just recent. Even though that's recent, I don't feel like that's going to be affecting as much as you might be saying.
No, yeah, but
It's just more options for the Commander players, and the effects are just generally like. When have you seen an uncommon legendary be used consistently in Modern? I don't remember any deck specifically right
No,
now.
exactly,
Is it-
because it's designed for Commander.
yeah.
That's not what I'm getting at. Is like the card. The card. If the card is going to be good, it's going to be good in any format.
Okay.
Commander
Before we
Commander
continue,
can make janky things.
No,
work,
of
but-
course. But I feel
Before
that
we
they've been
continue, guys.
doing- Oh, okay.
keep that in mind. So Carlos said, "Better now. Watching you guys not having a good shift today, but I'll survive." Hey, Carlos,
Yeah.
we got you. We're gonna
Got
make you. We're gonna make you laugh.
We're gonna start
It is a
fighting
po-
now.
Yeah, we're gonna start fighting now. Continue, Orengo.
Can I
But
get
I
like
feel
a
like
like
they're
a fight
doing-
scene
because,
transition
like,
screen real quick?
come on, they made a 6 mana doubling season as your commander. They
No, right?
they keep releasing, like, they made that prismatic bridge thing, which is basically an enchantment commander. Like, come on.
There was
What?
this one deck in Modern that used doubling season and won the game out of nowhere. Like the one that was like 4 colors.
Yeah.
Had the
Yeah.
Arbor Elves and then ramped out like stupid fast Planeswalkers and got a Nahiri into play to get a Emrakul into play.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like that deck was viable. Like so like and having like just a creature tutor that could just work in that deck.
But I feel like
Like,
it's
it
like
doesn't
we were
have to-
saying, it's viable, but it's not something that consistently is used in other formats except in Commander. I feel like the question is
everything and any size, everything and anything can be just consistently
no.
used in
I
Commander.
agree with that. Everything, because Commander players can find anything, but
Guys, we
Fine,
know
like, the thing
Chris.
is-
Chris makes anything janky with any card. What do you guys expect?
I'll give you that. For example, last year was an off year because it was the Commander year, so they were really skewing for Commander. So I can give you that. But the year before, they were still like the whole fact. That's why I mentioned Dominaria first. Was because with the introduction of like the uncommon legendary creatures, they were actually kind of good because we had the Simic one with the land thing. What's her name? She was released in Dominaria.
Tatioa?
Yeah, she's really good.
Oh,
Dom-
yeah,
Dominaria,
Tatioa,
yeah.
Yeah. So we also had the one that flashes in.
Speaking
and
of
you can
jank.
you can flash historic shit, which is basically legendary stuff. It also came in Dominaria. So I feel like
But Dominaria was like this flashback said, oh look at all these cool characters.
I
And so just
agree, but the
slap
flashback
the
doesn't
legendaries.
include uncommon legendaries that were obviously trying to push.
Mecha Geek says hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mecha
Hello, Mecha Geek or
And
Like, I
Mecha.
then
understand. the
Carlos
purpose
says
of
yes,
it.
please make my night.
Like, I understand
I will make an attempt.
that like you said, your point is valid. Commander players can find anything and make it worthwhile. But they're clearly skewing very harshly. Like, sure, they'll have their specific mechanics for every set because every standard set should have old mechanics and new. Sure.
Yeah.
But they're also like creating these like weird broken ass legendary creatures or very broken ass enchantments and artifacts that will never function unless it's specifically for like this Sultai deck that I have sitting in a corner right here. Like what about like that?
Wait, what about the green creature that if your creatures have death touch gives you poison counters instead?
Yeah, like that's never going to be viable in standard, but you can make a
Exactly.
death touch tribal.
There's
and just,
basically
like,
nothing that you
punch
can
someone
like.
away from the board, from the table.
Yeah.
And it's an uncommon legendary too, because they're starting to push on uncommons. Like we're gonna get to a point. It's gonna be common legendaries. Like when we get there, would you agree that?
Yeah, no,
WOTC is definitely pushing for sure.
No, and even in
So that's what it's
Eldraine,
gonna take. We got to get common legendaries for
Well,
JP to
we
finally
had the
open
first
his
one.
eyes.
We got the first one, which was the Piper, but the Piper was for draft
Yeah.
purposes. But they're already starting there. Like they're
Oh
gonna
god damn, no, that counts.
yeah, that technically counts.
But it's,
Even
it's,
if it was
it's from the Commander year. It's
sure,
from the
sure.
Commander
Which
year.
I can I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. But still, it's they're getting there. They're getting there.
yeah, like yes, like wait, don't you guys remember when Throne of Eldraine they were promoting the whole brawl thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most people that bought the brawl decks were
Commander
commander players.
Yeah.
Because those were really good commanders. It's insane.
No,
Really good.
But have they done Brawl again?
No, because I feel they realized
everyone
they
just
realized-
getting commander.
well, they might as well just do a commander deck because the brawl
Exactly.
experiment didn't work.
Exactly.
They've been trying
That's
to push
exactly
brawl,
what they
and
did.
then online, they've been doing that since Baral was a thing, which was what, like
yeah, and in
2016?
arena, yeah, I think
15?
so. It was around that time, yeah, because
It's
in
still-
arena, brawl is a thing,
Brawl is a thing.
and,
Only
and a
because
lot
you
of
can't do
people
commander,
exactly, and not only that, there's historic brawl.
Sure. Which is very
And then
very popular.
historic is becoming the format. People are not paying attention no more to
True.
modern. That's why I'm asking myself that's why I'm like putting that in our topic, because I am worried. Well, I'm not that worried because I don't play Modern, but I am worried that Modern goes away because cards are not going down to price.
If Legacy hasn't gone away, Modern isn't going
Ah,
to go
but
away.
And
like Legacy
Yeah.
is for people over 60 years
they
playing
have
with
the money.
expensive card. They have the
I
money.
mean, way I
Probably
see
they.
it, like way I see it, once like the legacy generation dies, we're just gonna have modern. Modern is just gonna be the new legacy, and
But
historic is
I
gonna be the new modern. I just feel like if Magic continues to have a certain amount of like longevity, it's eventually just gonna keep going on that cycle. Eventually, like legacy is either going to like I don't think
Legacy
legacy
Plus.
is going to like die, but I do think that legacy will definitely like at some point probably stop being used for like like big tournaments and stuff because at the end of the day,
I mean, Legacy isn't
like
being used for tournaments.
well
no,
there you go. It
it's
was
like
at some
people.
point, but
It's
yeah,
like
not
those,
anymore.
those stores that know they have like 5 people that have
But-
all the fucking cards, and then they're like, okay,
Yeah.
you guys want to do like a thing on Friday night? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's
Okay,
But
pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
some Magic Fests,
Yeah.
like some just like as a side event, and they get full. They do
Did
get
it?
full.
Did we
But
even have like a Magic Fest that had them, or was it just like what they were called
No.
previously? I haven't forgot. Like
All-
Grand Prix, I think it was right.
No,
Grand Prix.
all of the Magic Fest have a legacy,
Side event.
like a side event. Yeah. Okay.
Huh.
Before we continue,
Yeah,
Mecha
go ahead.
Geek says, I don't know if I should say it in English or in Spanish, but okay. So he remembers that his last D&D game, he was a warrior, 7 feet tall, that he could hide. And one of his skills was whenever he throws his dice, he always had like the luckiness to always hide from his enemies.
Okay.
I've always said that like if a creature is big enough and he gets to hide in D&D,
You know-
he just probably intimidates people into hiding. Like you didn't.
You know,
fucking
that
see me.
reminds me of
Hmm.
all of Chris's characters. They're all freaking barbarians or warriors, tall as hell, and he always gets the lucky draws, man. He always throws the dice and it's more than 15.
He's a
Yeah.
So we're
cheater.
going to talk about, but Mecha Geek, we're going to talk about D&D in one of our topics. So don't,
yeah, for sure.
we're going to get that later
Oh
on.
yeah, we're
Um,
getting there.
Now, my question for all of you before we continue to our next topic, my question for all of you is, I think JP was the one that mentioned this question on our chat, or was it Chris? I don't remember. But do you guys think, I think it was Chris Moore, do you guys think that because of the fact that only LGS stores in the States are running things, LGS stores are running things over there in the States, do you guys think that the Magic Fests are going to stop? In general, physical Magic will be full LGS, no more Magic Fest because of COVID or whatever, or maybe people are not interested in playing in Magic Fest no more. I see Chris wants to start, so let's go and let Chris first.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a page from the professor on this one, and
Sure thing.
I don't expect, like, for example, to say that Magic Fests are going to die, but I don't expect there to be, unless there's like some miraculous like rollout of the friggin' vaccine or some BS. I don't expect there to be for there to be a Magic Fest this year, like so soon after the COVID vaccine has started to roll out. All things considered, and the professor did even mention that, hey, there is the possibility that we might not even expect a Magic Fest for 2022. And this doesn't have a lot to do with like the current state of the game. It just has to do a lot more with how things are doing worldwide in relation to the virus, and that's where things are. This is like this kind of gets out of like, it's not about what the people are doing. It's more about like, what's the situation with the virus,
Mhm.
and that's where things get a little bit, touchy, because I would love to be able to say, hey, 2 months from now, there's going to be a Magic Fest. Hell yeah, I want to go. It'd be
Yeah.
great.
2 months from now, everybody have your passports done. We're going.
If it were a possibility, I would love that to be a thing. It would be amazing, but current state of things might not allow for that to happen. So again, it's not that I expect Magic Fest to die. I just don't expect there to be events terribly soon.
Okay. So before JP continues, Carlos asked us is sorry to interrupt the flow of the live. You guys think it would be hard to learn Commander through the internet? He is quite new for me. He fixed his comment
Yeah.
right there, but it's quite new for me. Okay, so before anybody answers that, I have an idea. I'm gonna put it here like that. It's there. There's evidence that I mentioned this throughout the live. So
Yeah.
I was been thinking, guys, what do you guys think if we make like little, I'm gonna call it master classes of Magic the Gathering, of
I
each one
mean,
like explaining like I don't know if you guys remember that Jimmy Wong did it with Wizard of the Coast, but it was like a 10-minute video explaining everything off the bat. But I was thinking like each one of us like takes a topic and explains it. That would be cool. I don't know. I was just it just
I
came
would be
the idea
down.
out of my mind. Okay, oh, that should
Master
be a good
classes
idea.
with the unqualified.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love the name. Love the name.
Love
Yeah,
it.
that's the name. That's the name. Forget it.
Love it. Just trademarked right there.
Okay, so to answer Carlos' question, it is easy. At the moment that you learn to play Magic is playing Commander.
Commanders just a few like little different rules, but other than that,
Yeah.
it's basically the same.
There's
Yeah, how
videos
many,
on
like-
YouTube. There's tutorials. Like if you need to
Mhm.
understand, it's very. The best thing you
It's
can
very
do is
simple.
like download like MTG Arena and just play a few matches of Magic, and you'll get the gist of what Magic is, and then just add 40 more cards, and then you have Commander.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
I think that's the
there's the
only
single,
issue.
there's the singleton.
Sure, singleton
thing.
format
Oh,
and the
yeah,
Commander on the
singleton, yeah.
side, and you play with 3 other idiots. But besides all that, it's mostly the same.
Yeah, I think that the only real issue with trying to learn to play Commander online is the fact that there isn't like other than maybe I don't know if Magic Online because I haven't played like Magic Online personally.
MTGO?
Yeah.
MTGO has a Commander community.
All right, perfect. So I guess in that case, what I would personally recommend is definitely trying out MTGO if you're looking to learn how to play Commander online. Since in the case of let's say, in the case of Commander, there isn't like Magic Arena doesn't have Commander. They have Brawl, which works the
Exactly.
same way as Commander, but it's a 60 card format singleton instead of 100 cards like in Commander. If you specifically want to play Commander with the Commander card pool, which is basically everything in the history of Magic with a few, well, in comparison, a few exceptions which are included in that ban list, definitely try it out in Magic Online. Or if you know some people who play Magic, it could be us too. We are here to teach you guys if you guys like, if we can all make some time for everybody. And just get some friends together, fire up your webcams and try to get some games started. Like definitely that's one of the best ways to play. And there is also my favorite option if you're down to kind of do everything manually on your computer, untap.in. You can try basically anything on it. I mean, yeah, exactly. It's not. I just like it because it's free, and it's
But
what
guys,
I have available. You know what I mean?
MTGO is untapped, but a little bit more official, literally, because
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
So before we continue with JP with the Magic Fest, Carlos started laughing. I guess it's because of our master.
Everything.
What was it called again, JP?
Masterclass with the unqualified.
Yeah.
That is going to be the name. And then he says Mecha Geek says his last last card was a green deck. Okay, so I was saying it right and then I messed it up completely.
Yeah, I had a last.
Yeah. And he barely remembers. And then Carlos says, my Magic training is back from 27. 2007.
2007. We couldn't
Last
say
time I
20
played.
back then.
Yeah, I forgot. Come on, give me a second. I'm kind of tired. And then Mecha Geek was
Damn.
05.
It's like
2005.
And then thank you, Croon Kid, for the follow on stream. Thank you very much.
Nice, thank you.
I was gonna say
And-
an asterisk for the MTGO comment. So in Magic Online, it is great, but there's a $10 entrance fee, and
Yes.
with those $10, you can build what we call penny dreadful, which is you can make a commander deck for like $1 with 1 cent cards. You get like 99-cent cards, and then you get a 1 cent commander. You get like a $1 deck. It'll be super janky. but it can work. The problem is like if you wanna like play proper Commander, you're gonna have to invest actual money. That's why I suggested Arena, which technically is free. You know, like it's
You just need
technically
to grind.
you just need to grind. If you grind, you can get like really good cards, and you can get whatever. But in MTGO, like there is an entrance fee,
Yeah,
and the grinding is way more difficult. Like you will need to invest money in the game to actually, even if it's for a commander.
yeah.
I
So
think that this is
before,
definitely great for a future topic. Just kind
yeah,
of
it is. It
talk
yeah,
is.
for
about
sure.
good online alternatives, especially
Oh, yeah.
that we have some good stuff coming up on the Magic Arena line of things.
Yeah. So then, Fabi says, "How much for the class?"
For
Hey,
her, free.
for
Yes.
Aw.
Everyone else, $20. Come on.
no, but we'll then give you guys the details how we're gonna do it and everything. But it will be all on YouTube. It will be special content for YouTube only, because we have to talk about how are we gonna record it, how we're gonna edit it, the whole shebang. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be a big project. So, um,
Okay.
before anything, Carlos, I'm gonna read your comment when JP gives his point of view of Magic Fest. Okay, so JP, tell us what you think about this. Like, do you think Magic Fest is gonna go kaput due to the fact that COVID and everything is going on right now?
I feel like a bit more optimistic in this case. I feel like they could at as early as 2022. I don't feel like this year, mostly due to the vaccines, but 2022, they could. It's like they could even limit the amount of they do, because just imagine once per year Magic Fest, giant venue. It's like giant venue. That's the World Championship or whatever they do, and they do just a giant thing, and that's just one. And if they do that, then they limit the amount of people. It's like there's only a certain amount of people that would be able to go. So, like the tickets and all that stuff, and also the amount of entrances, like the amount of venues and different venues of around different Magic Fests. So instead of having several, it's just one. I feel like that could be an acceptable, just a starting point. I don't think they're gonna go away because like just saying, oh yeah, we're gonna be doing an annual Magic Fest. One, that can okay. So if you make it more grand, more people want to go, and if more people want to go, then tickets sell, get your full venue, get your entire thing, and it's something people get. Oh, okay, so it's annual, so we're gonna wait for the next year and the next year, and okay, some things a la Comic Con.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, like Comic Con.
Yeah,
You know that actually they don't have to like limit the number of people because a lot of
Magic Con.
conventions
enter and go. Yeah,
because a lot of convention centers have like rooms. You can use the big floor for like the side events and like for the local game stores to put their little huts, and then you can use like the other rooms for like the big events for players that want to actually qualify for another big event or something. Because remember, a lot of people probably are going to fly into the event, and some states you have to at least be either 2 weeks in your hotel room or get that COVID test.
that's why I mentioned 2022.
Yeah.
And that's as early as I'll go. It could be
Okay.
later than that, but I don't feel like they're gonna go away permanently. I feel like they could just do something similar to what I just mentioned, and still make have that satisfaction of, oh yeah, we had the fest, we had the thing, we had a championship or whatever, the big ass tournament, and
Okay. So before anything, let's go ahead go to Carlos again. He says, "Right, I gotta go back to arena. Stupid tutorial dragon is not hard, but it's kicking my ass. That's how good I am." Carlos,
I
we
guess
all
we
started
will.
there. We all did.
Yep.
How about you, Orengo? What do you think about the Magic Fest? Are they coming back as what JP says, or do you think what the professor and Chris say is the way to go? They're gonna take their time to bring everything back.
I don't know if they're gonna rush. I feel like eventually they're gonna do a Magic Fest regardless. I feel like they might do it like JP said 2022, but I don't know. Like I fear that their focus on eternal formats might shift because I know they've been trying to squash modern for some time now, and they have been squashing it because they introduced Pioneer and they also introduced Historic in Arena. And the reason why they introduced Historic in Arena is because eventually they just want to do Pioneer in Arena, but they haven't gotten all the cards, so that's why they did like their janky, extended plus standard plus format. Um, and I feel like the problem's gonna be that by the time we get a physical Magic Fest, Pioneer is also going to be ultra dead. So it's gonna be a thing where it's just gonna be standard, uh, standard plus, which is gonna be historic,
Mm-hmm.
commander, and then like the legacies and all that. Like I don't feel like modern's gonna be a thing because they've been trying to squash that thing for years. And Pioneer, it won't be a thing because there won't be any interest in it, probably because of historic. So that might be the problem that they actually end up with. But they're trying to keep the game alive, because they keep releasing all these numerous sets. They keep selling well. Incredible how in a pandemic all these card games, because it's not just it's not just Magic, it's been Pokemon, it's been Yu-Gi-Oh, all these freaking
Even
games
the new Digimon game is like getting
selling
a
like
new
hotcakes,
set.
even
Yeah,
though no one can freaking go outside and play. Like it's ridiculous, but for some reason they've been selling like hotcakes. So like, cool, that's awesome, that's great, because hopefully you're supporting your local game store when you're doing this.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm just surprised that in a pandemic people are having buy more,
Well,
but
that buyout of Wheel of Fortune says that people are buying cards.
yeah, no. There's been hikes and lows and ups and downs. They've been. The thing is, I feel like Wizards has been pushing a lot of product, like way too much, which is good for us because everything then it's like super cheap. Because there's like 7 different versions of the same card, so you'll get a noogie for like 10 cents eventually. Like, so, which is great for us, but it sucks for the distributors eventually because they'll have like M19 boxes still in like their truck trying to like get rid of it, which eventually will piss them
Haven't
off.
you guys noticed that core sets are not moving?
They
Like core
never
sets,
move.
yeah.
That's why
No,
they
no,
took him away. That's why they took him
but
away.
I know, but these past 2 core sets, they're like stuck.
Yeah.
Good cards.
Yeah, they have good cards, but people ain't buying them.
No, you'll just plug the Ugin because there's 7 different versions of an Ugin. So you just plug the one you need and move along. It's not exciting to open a M19. It's not exciting, or an M20. It's more exciting to open a Throne of Eldraine because of the lore, or a Kaldeim because of the lore, or Snowlands.
It was pretty exciting to learn like Magic Origins. That's technically
Oh yeah, no, that is. I feel like that's the
that's a core
exception.
set.
But
That's
that's
a
the
core
exception.
set.
Though. That's the exception. Not the
I
rule.
think Origins was, for me, Origins was not a core set.
It's considered a core set, like by
I know.
modern standards.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Like, I loved it.
So you don't love core sets?
No, I love Origin. Origin was my favorite.
Then it's a core set.
No.
Even though you
Origin. Okay,
even though you feel it's not a core set, it's a core set.
It's like we say here in Puerto Rico. We have that saying with Ponce and Ejeto es parking, whatever. So Origin is Origin. The rest is parking lot, guy. Dude.
Jesus.
Some bold claims, God
yes.
damn.
Claim to call a corset not a corset.
Hey.
So bold.
I defer because they had amazing cards in that set. They even have Shaman of the Pack. Come on.
Okay, so that means that a corset has to have bad cards. That's what you're trying to tell us.
Oh.
Yeah, but Origins had good uncommon and common cards and rares. I don't know what happened with these ones. These ones only had rares and mythics that were worth it.
These have a lot of good cards. I started looking through them. There's like a few, like there's this one counter spell It says, "Oh yeah, counter spell target instant or sorcery unless you pay
If
3."
it's not a mana
That's
type,
actually
it's not
really
worth
good.
it.
It is,
No,
it's
no,
really
no,
good.
no. You
Yeah,
start
exactly.
looking for blue cards. Come on.
Yeah, I'm looking.
man,
I'm
it
looking at
counts.
blue cards because I was looking just
Blue
making
cards don't
decks.
count.
But now they don't count.
They count. They count in my heart. Stop it. Stop. You're
But yeah,
insulting. Shit, you're insulting the blue player.
this,
Stop it. Stop it.
this is just
I don't know. You're looking to get your Harrowed countered, John. Watch out.
Before we continue to our next topic, god damn it, this is too funny. Mecha Geek started laughing, and then Croon Kid subscribed with a Prime Gaming. Thank you for the subscribe. That's awesome. Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
My dude.
So before anything, let's go to our next topic of the day. This time I'm gonna get it right. Oh god, this is too funny. Okay, so so last week we had a very interesting Twitch live by Magic the Gathering of them presenting the Kaldeim official spoiler cards. Even though a lot of pages and a lot of people started spoiling cards out of the blue because they can, or by mistake. But hey, it happens, right, guys? So these are some of the spoilers that were presented, except the Kaya. The Kaya was already presented, but the other ones were presented during the week, and they continue to pop out because on February 5 is the official launch of Kaldeim. We still don't have an official day, I think, for the pre-release. I asked our LGS store when the pre-release is going to happen. They have not answered me yet, so I don't know because not even our other LGS store that we have here in the west side has not posted anything as well. So I don't know what's going on with Wizard of the Coast and the local game store. So that's a little kind of I'm kind of a little worried about that. But all of these spoilers have been amazing. The presentation was really fun. It was funny and it was metal because you know how it is, the interlude of metal. You know, so guys, so now we see all of these spoilers. Are you guys excited for the spoilers or the cards that have been coming in?
I
To be
I
fair.
like a lot of them, but
You guys
No.
don't seem excited for Kaldeim.
Yay.
for individual cards, then my excitement isn't as much as for the whole set in total. Like,
Okay.
does that make-
Come on. They presented dual snow-covered lands.
Okay,
those
I'm
cool,
excited
yeah.
about that. But the thing is, like, full disclosure here to everyone that's like watching this stream and doesn't like personally know me, every time there's a Magic set coming out, I get excited for literally everything. Like,
You
they
want
spoil a new
everything.
land art, I'm like, yes, I want it, I need it. It's like, why? You don't even like have cards of that. I just want it. I want. So, needless to say, I am excited about Kaldheim because I just love like how good it looks and like the lore, and then you have like those new like borders like with the alternate art, and it looks amazing. And then you have Vorinclex with the Phyrexian text, and you have the lore, and you have fucking the wolf like Fenrir basically, which is now has a different name because you know Magic gives things different names, and then you have Kaya with like on her bullshit. Like we finally get to see like the story continue after War of the Spark, and I'm just excited for everything that has to do with Magic. I am an absolute Wizards whore, and God, did you see that Tybalt? Look at him. He finally looks cool. For the love of God,
And he's useful.
we finally got a cool like yeah. We finally got a useful Tybalt.
Yeah.
We finally got a useful Tybalt. Like, what isn't there to be excited about? You got the fucking World Tree. This thing is aligning with like a few months back with the release of like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like this year, we're getting like a bunch of Viking content here and there. I don't know. It's just it's Vikings and it's lore and it's mythology. Magic
I
is
think
cool
he's
as
more
fuck.
excited because of the fact that these are Viking sets
Yes.
than anything else.
Yes. This is the same thing that happened with when Ixalan came out. I was like dinosaurs, and then Ixalan was like, okay. I mean, it could have been a better set.
Hey, but
Like, I
Exile
bought
wasn't that
boxes
bad. I think
and-
Rivals was
Rivals, but
Rivals
I
is bad.
bought like 5 boxes of Ixalan. Not
Oh,
Rivals.
that was all your fault. And at least I feel you because I remember that I bought 4 boxes of Master 25 and I did not even break even.
How many
Exactly.
trees did you open?
One, at least one.
At least
But
one.
I only got to pull 1 Jace. That's how sad it was.
That sucks.
You know, and I remember that I bought a booster pack in a tournament. The tournament was Dragon Ball, and I went to Aguadilla they had this space in the mall. So I went to Jose and I'm like, hey, give me a Master 25. Go ahead and buy it. And I pulled the freaking tree in front of him. And I'm like, wait, isn't there like a booster pack refund for this?
And he just laughed at you because that's what he would do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sadly. Okay, so here you go. Carlos says, I feel you, Chris. I used to be like that. A huge binder full of, let me go ahead and put this like this. If a huge binder full of cards and playing with the same old white blue deck on high school, 2001 and 03.
You're really struggling
keep-
with those.
I keep saying 20. I'm so used to saying 2021, 2020. God. And then he says, wait, no, it was a black artifact deck with Avatar. Whoa.
Nice.
Nice.
Then
I love
four
it.
I
grades
enjoy
says,
Avatar. Whoa, so much.
why
White
is
players.
in there to be excited about white players weep in the background?
We'll get to something about that. You know, there's
Yeah,
this little card.
2023, we'll get to white players. Sure.
Divine Gambit. Oh yeah. We can talk about Gambit.
Oh, I don't want to talk
Jesus.
about
Well,
Divine
guys,
Gambit,
We'll talk
man.
about.
How can you say that? Divine Gambit, what an amazing card!
Right? It's like the Path of Exile, but worse. I mean better. I mean worse. I mean amazing.
You know, like let's read what it says. Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment and opponent controls. That player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. And the flavor text.
It's
there
show
are
and tell for
rules,
your opponent.
and then there are gods.
Yeah. They're gods when your opponent's like, oh, you took out like my little okay, let me just Ogan 7 drop. Okay, I win, right? Do I win? Like I don't comprehend that card.
You imagine that somebody builds I don't know, like a commander. Let's say build a commander, and it's all about gods. And then his opponent builds this mono white aggro deck, and then he goes like, I'm winning, and then he does the divine gambit to like a random card, and then he puts like, oh wait, progenitus. Do I win?
It's insane. I don't get it. I don't understand.
You know what? They should have just made it white red and tell him that the permanent has haste. Whatever your opponent puts down from his hand, might as well, right? I mean, why not? Might as well.
I know, but it's like,
Give it haste and protection from the color of your choice too. That's
but
perfect.
instead of making this card, they could have just reprinted Path to Exile for standard.
Yep.
I would have preferred that, yeah.
You know, the thing is that I remember that
And I'm pretty sure like it would actually be like a good contribution to white, so we wouldn't have white players like crying in the background. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong because I play Magic like a total Timmy anyways. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that considering the current power level of Magic, I mean, like in standard, they could totally fit a Path to Exile in there without much issue. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
but maybe that's
because actually giving an extra land in the standard format right now, I feel like a really, really big downside.
exactly.
Because ramping up, yeah, that feels pretty bad. But it's a really good removal. That could have been really good.
actually, yeah, because if you think about it, Path to Exile to a questing beast, I wouldn't mind.
Mhm.
But then
But
they
then-
have
but
5
then
mana.
They have
No, I
6
know
mana
that.
for the next turn.
Then on their turn
Yeah.
they play a land and play Vorinclex.
And then we
That'd be
die.
ridiculous.
And then we die.
Yeah.
you dealt with the questing beast, but then comes Vorinclex.
Then
So,
comes Orinclex really
Eat
pissed
your
off.
booty. Yep.
see, like it's relatively it's like it is balanced in comparison.
It is. It is. It is.
I'm
So
gonna call
okay.
him Bodding Collects the Booty Muncher from now on.
So this time tonight, guys, we're gonna do something different. We in past spoiler talks we talk about all the cards, but tonight we made it a little bit different. All of us chose 3 cards from all of the recent spoilers that we've had. I think we don't have an official spoiler end date, so they're gonna keep on throwing cards every day, I guess. But our first human that we'll talk about his
Humans.
spoilers is JP. Go ahead, JP. It's all you.
So my top 3 cards, guess like in this case top 4, and maybe top 5 because it's just I could just keep on going. So I love Pyre of Heroes. We talked about it earlier in another podcast. I used to have a zombie tribal deck, and these are the type of cards that fit that archetype. For sacrifice a creature, search your library for a creature, and just it's one more converting mana cost. And in terms of like a zombies come back. I had a lot of reanimation spells, and this is the type of card that makes me want to build that deck again. On the other hand, as a cube player and having a cube, Usher of the Fallen is exactly what you want as a 1-drop in white. It's a 1-mana 2/1, so it's aggressive. If I'm not mistaken, there aren't any 1-mana 3 powered creatures. I think that's only reserved for red, and they always have a drawback. But the 1-mana 2/1, you pay 2 mana when it attacks, and you create a 1/1 warrior. This is exactly what you want in a aggro deck. 1-mana, so generally 1-mana 2/1 with an ability. Kithian, hero of Akros, or here like the Kithian Planeswalker Flipborn. He also 1-mana 2/1. There's the Hound, that's 1-mana 2/2, but that has no abilities. Like those are the type of premier cards you want in a cube for an aggro deck. And aggro decks are a lot about density and like the volume of cards. And then we have Tybalt. I also had Fire Rune Demon, which was when it enters, you look for 2 cards and you give it to their opponent, and they choose one to put in your hand, and the other one goes to the graveyard. It's very reminiscent of Gifts Ungiven, which is a blue card. It's a 3 and a blue for an instant. You search for 4 cards, and your opponent gives you 2 cards, and the other 2 go to the graveyard. Generally speaking, when you're using these type of cards, you give your opponent a choice. You just decide, and you just look for cards that all choices are bad. There's just no winning in what they give you, and especially in Commander with a card like that. Gives Ungiven specifically is banned in Commander for that specific reason. So it's banned because you can just look for a lot of combos and put a lot of combos in the graveyard. The Burning Rune Demon, Burning Rune Demon is very reminiscent to that type of effect. You can just since Commander has a lot of redundancy. Commander has a lot of redundancy. You can just choose 2 of the same effect, and whatever they choose, they're just like doom if you give it to me, doom if you don't. That type of situation.
Okay.
And then there's Tybalt. I love Tybalt, but it's mostly the lore reason. It's like he's what would be what I assume to be the impersonification of what Loki is just pretending to be a god and then turning out to be haha, it's me, Tybalt. I just kind of love that type of thing.
I like
Okay.
his art, like in the back card right there, like Valky
Yeah.
God of Lies. Like I just love his art right there. It looks
I'll-
fucking awesome.
I like Valky's god art right there, yeah, but the normal card art for Tybalt looks better in my opinion.
Okay.
He
So
just kind of
before-
has just kind of JoJo pose.
Yeah, I see
He
it.
does.
Okay, so before we continue with our next top 3, that it will be Orengo, we're gonna go ahead and Carlos. Wow, Chris disappears. Okay,
I
you
have been
guys remembered
substituted by
me.
Carlos.
something I always wanted to do back then, a fan-made green black deck based on Monster Hunter, of course.
Hmm.
Not a real thing, but just fun to create a show off, see what people think. I'll do it in my free time off my ships for now and on. And once I am done, I want to show it to you guys. I just don't know if you guys like Monster Hunter, but yeah, I'll do it.
Well,
And
cool.
I
That'd be cool.
good.
That
Like
would be cool.
I recently got into Monster Hunter, like quote unquote recently. It's been like months since I got into Monster Hunter, but it was this year, well, last year, 2020. So that would be awesome to see, and that actually just kind of changed perfectly with like one of the last topics we talked about, which was proxies. I mean,
Exactly.
a proxy deck, you just make Vorinclex, like that new amazing looking Vorinclex, and just make him into like a Monster Hunter monster. Maybe I can't think of anything that kind of looks like Vorinclex, like right off the top of my head.
But it doesn't
But
have to
some
look like the
substitute like
pickle.
some dragons by like Rathions and shit is like, yes, it'd be amazing.
Vorinclex can just be Devil Joe.
Oh, that is
There you
very
go.
true. Yeah, because his like new card name is something about like devouring something or something like that, right? I can't remember right now. It's
But
like
the thing is
Vorinclex something
that-
hunger. I don't know.
that is still not a bad idea to like make a custom like Magic the Gathering set, because there is the Star Wars one. It has 2 sets.
Hmm.
Because
I
I
haven't
know
seen
that
that,
when they made a set that was like the mechanics were with Jedi, Sith, and whatnot. Then when the vehicles came in Kaladesh, they added vehicles as well.
Yo.
So you have X-wing, TIE fighters, Y-wing. It's really fun. You can find it online if you put like I think it's Star Wars MTG set, and they'll give you can download all the PDFs, and they have it like in a way that you can cut them when you print them out. It's really fun. I saw them. It's really interesting. So Carlos, if you do a Monster Hunter one and you like make like I don't know 160 cards, I think we can go ahead and draft it here just for fun.
I'd be
That would be
fun.
cool. And then, okay, so going now with Orengo's cards. There's Orengo's cards. Oh, my God. I knew that he was going to pick the freaking pigeon. Freaking broken-ass pigeon.
I needed to pick that pigeon. Yeah, of course I had to.
Okay, take it away, Orengo.
So the first card I want to talk about is Jon Snow. I mean, Jorn, God of Winter. It's not Jon Snow. Of course not. So I want to talk about the front side, not the back side. The back side's cool. Having this artifact that you can place no permanents from your graveyard, basically for free. They do enter tap, but whatever. I want to talk about the front side because it's like the enabler because of his color identity and his ability. When he attacks, every snow permanent you have untaps. Every snow permanent includes himself, every land you probably have on the backside, and every other new Kaldeim snow permanent that you have, or the older ones from other sets like Cold Snap or whatever. The way you abuse this, though, is basically you just make this is a Sultai, right? Sultai colors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You basically make a Sultai control deck. This is what you do. You just attack with Jorn, you untap, you do shenanigans. You probably have more untapped shenanigans, so you can do more stuff. The next turn, you do shenanigans before you attack, you do shenanigans after you attack. And it's just basically a combo or a control deck, and you just have Jorn constantly untapping your stuff. And since everything is snowlands, because Wizards didn't learn their lesson, and up till now in Kaldheim, there is no downside to having snow-covered lands, except for the one card they printed, the one card that makes the snow-covered permanents enter tapped. Beyond that, there's nothing that suggests that it's a bad idea to just play snow-covered lands. It's always been a thing in Magic, and I feel like people have already addressed, like more people than us, like actual YouTubers that talk about this all the time. They have talked about the fact that the problem in Kaldheim will be, and for the remainder of Standard, because they're not going to revisit Snow later on. It's obviously like this is a one and done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to become
Like everything
a problem.
else in the like the last standard sets.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Which
So
I've like
since it's
expressed
gonna
how
be like
much
a
I
one and-
dislike it.
Exactly. So since it's going to be like a one and done, it's a problem that you do not address the fact that if you don't have like a type of hosting effect or something like a floodgate stuff that stops snowlands from becoming insane, people will be like, well, we're going to be playing with Snowlands for 2 years because there's no downside. So given that, I do love that they made this commander the way it is. It is a little bit on the downside that it has to attack, and it's not like a Seaborn Muse where he just magically untaps all your snow permanents, because that'd be, I guess, super broken. Because since it's no permanence, it would untap far more than what a Seedborn Muse would be able to untap, but also be limited because there's obviously lands. Even though we already got our little dual snow lands, which is cute, we'll have our normal lands, which that Jorn wouldn't be able to untap. But, easily fixable with having just a Seedborn Muse in the normal deck. But yeah, it's a great commander, great Sultai commander. The possibilities here are great. It's very, very strong. Even stronger than that is this little cute uncommon bird that Wizards forgot to just write foretell. And they were like, you know what? Let's make anything that's not cast from your hand make you draw one card. It's okay. It's not like we have 7 or 8 mechanics that make you cast things from outside your hand so you can just plus like a maniac, like
Then-
flashback, like rebound,
Jumpstart, was it?
jumpstart, which is the janky flashback.
But
Like
it's still
all
a thing,
those-
yeah.
Yeah, like all those different mechanics that they've introduced in 25, 26 years of Magic. They could have just written foretell, but they just couldn't help themselves. They were like, no, we gotta just push just a little bit. And you know what? Let's make this little bird blue and white, because it's obviously the colors that it absolutely needed to have. And that thing, like, you just put it in a good stuff deck. Just Azorius good stuff with broken flashback cards. Put some broken
Golos.
start cards. Golos. You can put it in a Golos deck. Sure, of course you can, because you're casting from outside your hand, so you're getting to draw.
Cast 3 things, draw 3 cards
It's
for
kind of
free.
stupid.
For
Yeah, it's
fair.
stupid.
That sounds fair.
Yeah, it's stupid. Again, for an
That is-
uncommon
that is
legendary creature,
Totally fair. Come on.
it's very
That's
pushed.
totally fair.
Yeah, it's very pushed. I feel that probably in the R&D department they were like thinking, well, it should be a foretell, right? And then I guess Mark Rosewater was just drunk that day. It was like, just make it like, what does foretell do? It's casting from outside the game, man. So just write that. Like it'll become easier for the players to understand.
Maybe they were thinking about adventure.
Oh yeah, no. I know they were thinking of like adventure because that's the other one that you cast from Exile. I get that. But beyond that, and this is where the cynicism in me comes in, they were just thinking of Commander. This was obviously thinking with Commander in mind. Sure, there's adventure, but there's many other very powerful, again, like Flashback, very powerful mechanics that make you cast from outside the game. So, yeah, it's a great Azorius card. You have to kind of build around these type of cards, but I mean, the best flashback cards are mostly blue, so you're going to be winning there. And a lot of stuff that you can cheat is mostly blue and white. So, it's going to be like a very control-heavy, abusable.
Even if a commander that runs with cycling, there's this artifact that lets you play cycling cards from the graveyard.
It's true. That was from Amonkhet or Hour of
Yeah,
Devastation.
exactly. No, it was from. I think the artifact was from Hour of Devastation, but there's this enchantment that creates 2/2 drakes. I think it is.
Yeah.
That it's from Amonkhet. So literally, you have a whole. You can make him your commander in that deck and just go crazy.
Yeah, there's many ways.
Add the new Rally of the Ranks.
Oh yeah,
Say bird.
hmm I
There
agree.
you go.
I feel like you have. It's a very powerful Azorius card. And then finally, our green broken boy, Vorinclex, which when I saw that card, because it was spoiled a long time ago, guys, I was like, oh, this is obviously fake. Because Wizards isn't insane. Of course they're insane. Of course they would just print a freaking doubling season as a creature. Oh, and giving it a plus side, because of course it's not enough that it's just doubling season. It also has an upside. Sure, it's a creature and you can kill it, but if it sits in your command zone, can you really kill it, especially in green? Like it's insane. Like for people who don't know, Vorinclex is doubling season. So every permanent you control that if you put up a counter on any permanent you control, you double that amount of counters. So if you play a Nugan, instead of coming with 7 loyalty, it'll come with 14 loyalty. And also because if it wasn't like broken enough that it's basically a doubling season, it has the adverse effect for your opponent. So if your opponent puts a counter on any permanent you control, they control, or themselves, it puts half that rounded down so it can be 0. So if you put like a +1/+1, like the 1+1/+1, that means it's 0. You put 0 on your creature, which stupid. I don't like. It's cool. I understand, like as a 6-drop, it's really powerful because they needed like a good 6-drop in green, I guess. But again, they're thinking Commander, and they're like, well, we gotta make the return of Vorinclex meaningful. They sure did.
Meaningful.
They sure did.
Sure did.
Do you imagine
Sure
a mono green deck with both of them in the commander?
Yeah, the professor did that. Profile. He did a dirty Super Friends green deck.
Oh Lord Jesus!
Dirty. It's dirty. It's like a lot of ramp. It has all the really good green and colorless planeswalkers, and you just destroy everyone.
Oh my Lord Jesus!
Sounds like my cup of tea right there.
That sounds super Chris right there. So before we go with Chris's cards, Carlos says, "All right, guys, talk to you later. I gotta go take a shower and gonna play /live myself too. Take care, and I'll keep you updated with the Monster Hunter cards."
Awesome.
Now, Chris.
Before we move on to my cards, I did want to say that I kind of disagree with Orengo on the Vega thing being like more directly catered towards Commander players. I feel like Wizards, as of late, when it comes to the stuff they're putting into Standard, I feel like they've kind of ignored other formats up to a certain point, and they just kind of like, oh yes, this will work in Standard, let's put it in there. And then you're like, bro, yeah, but this messes with like 3 other formats. Oh yeah, it's fine, just leave it in there, it'll be fine. Like, I feel like that's a lot of times like how Wizards has been approaching a lot of the sets recently. But then again, I could be wrong.
There is politics going on, so sure.
Yeah, but I'm with Orengo in this one. I think Wizard of the Coast is kneeling to very straightforward with Commander.
We need another Ikoria set.
I agree.
Yes.
We need a shit set.
Lower the.
That's what it means. It's a crappy set. We need a crappy set.
But it's a fun set.
Yeah,
it's different.
Sure.
But they can't make what is it? Strike Haven, Stro something Haven,
Strixhaven.
They can't make that. No, they can't make. If they do the Harry Potter thing, they can't make it like low tier Standard. Come on.
Yeah,
Stop the power creep.
I thought that Kaldeim was going to be the weak set because it was going to be a tribe set.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, but this is ridiculous.
I thought that this was not going to be I thought that Kaldeim was not going to be cons of Tarkir. I thought it was going to be like, okay, so they're going to add tribes again and whatever.
I thought it was just going to be another Ixalan, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought that the Kaldeim was going to be like, okay, so here's your new set. Have fun, Vikings, story, potato, and that's it. But no, that did not happen.
Yeah.
And again, I hope that the Wizard set does not become like the low like power set. I would hope that the Wizard one gets like all the goodies, because I know that Wizards have a couple of cards like in these past sets, especially the Weasel that got banned when it was not even released.
Oh,
the
right.
partner
The
card.
otter, yeah.
No, the companion. The companion.
Yeah,
The
companion. There we go.
Like I remember, like people
Lutri,
were crying. I don't remember the name.
I think it was
But I know-
Lutri.
Lutri, yeah.
Yeah, Lutri, like
Love
banned,
that little guy.
and the card was not even released.
Yep.
Banned. I hope that this set does not get cards banned, because I know that the professor. Okay, guys, just in case we mention a lot the professor because I think he's our most favorite content creator of
He's, no,
everybody.
he's the biggest MTG content creator.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's all. That's mostly the real thing. Like,
Be- be-
he has
but
a
he
big
talks the
audience.
truth. But he talks the truth.
Yeah.
You know.
You do.
Yeah. The thing is that he mentions a lot. I saw this video that he mentions. I think it was the video that Chris said about the 2020 flaws of this year, the top like 2020 flaws, and one of them was the whole banning thing, because he like the scale of how many cards are being banned per set is ridiculous.
They banned more cards this year than they've basically banned in like 10 years of Magic.
Yeah,
10, 20 years of Magic. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know what Wizards R&D, like, I don't know if I mentioned it before on stream, but I know that I've definitely like had this conversation with you guys a fuck ton of times. Like, what is Wizards R&D doing? Like, are they doing their job? What is their plan? Like, I don't understand. No one apparently understands what their plan is,
no.
because it just doesn't seem like they have one.
Money.
Wow, didn't you guys see the preview for Time Spiral Remastered or whatever that set is called?
What was the
They
preview?
remastered Lotus Bloom, was it? Yeah, Lotus
Yeah.
Bloom.
That's a
But
good
they
one.
remastered it, and when they showed the old school style border, the showcase, let's put it that way, it looks exactly like the Black Lotus.
I guess so.
They're literally like Wizard of the Coast is literally saying to collectors, be afraid. One day we might make a crazy idea and forget about the reserve list.
No, so it's reserve list is a topic in it of
I
itself.
know. It's
Yeah.
that's a topic for another day.
Very,
For another
very
Saturday.
tiptoey topic.
Yes.
Very
I know that
complicated
people are
one
gonna go ahead
I
and
definitely
kill us.
want to get into.
So going back to Chris, go talk about your top 3 cards.
All right, so even though in my brain I have them in a different order, I'm going to go with the order that we have here on screen. I'm going to kick off with Weathered Runestone. I
Disgusting.
have yes, it is, JP. Thank you, because I just have a disgusting weakness to anything that says no, can't, don't. Like, if it says you can't do,
You
I
are
kind
a
of want it.
copy. You are a copy of Orengo, but for other colors. That's the issue here. Give me 1 second before you continue. Four Graves goes ahead and says to us, while there were a lot of bans and controversy, it also a record-setting year for sales. So the incentives are clear. And then he goes ahead and mentions here, also the red counterspell should be somewhere in the top 3s.
Someone might have them. Like, I personally don't play red, so I don't know. I don't remember your.
I play red, but my cards are not even kneeling to red cards.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, just so we can cover that. While I definitely love that red counter spell, because I really do. I just enjoy the potential for, like, not just for actually making a good deck based with it, but just for all the janky shenanigans I can pull in Commander with it, just for fun. But
See what I mean, Chris? You are the epiphany of Orengo, but with other colors in Commander.
and I just build jank. Orengo builds decks that work. That's the difference here. I don't bring win cons. I just bring annoyance to the table. But my point is, it would have definitely substituted Weathered Runestone, but it's just that Weathered Runestone, not only like our play group, like us four, but it also affects like all of our other play groups. If I would have put that in a deck, and it
Let
just
me have fun.
no, fuck your fun. Like I said, I just have a weakness for cards that say no. And on top of that, every time I see one of these cards, it just reminds me of this one deck that I used to love playing, which was my Rubinia deck, which was just so much no. Everything was just no. My opponents can't do, but I can do. And while that is, many people would say that is a horrible way of playing Magic, I don't know. As long as you don't go too hard on it, it can definitely be fun. I am not one of the people who makes it fun. It's the players around the table with their power, like with their higher power level decks, is what really makes it fun for like them. Because if not, I would just be a complete annoyance. But moving on from that, in busca de grandeza, also known as in search of greatness. For those of you who do not speak the Spanish, it says at the beginning of your upkeep, you can cast a spell from your hand, a permanent spell from your hand, with converted mana cost equal to one more than the converted mana cost. I cannot speak today. Okay. You can cast a card from your hand, which is converted mana cost is equal to one more than what you have on your table. So let's say you have like a 1-drop on the floor, or not a 1-drop. Let's just say that you have a permanent that's like a 4-mana permanent. You got like Essica's Chariot down, where you can now put a 5-drop for free at the beginning of your upkeep. You just cast it in there just because, yay. It's great.
Disgusting.
So
Yes.
that's my bet of card that's getting banned.
Yeah,
That card is gonna
totally
get
agree.
banned.
Like
Probably.
either that thing is gonna get banned, or I don't know, something is gonna happen to it. Like
Oh, I just noticed that the
Oh, and
card
then
in
at the
the
end,
card in the
yeah.
art is the squirrel.
oh my
Yeah.
god, yes, that is very true.
The squirrel and the wolf. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love the
actually
squirrel.
didn't notice that. I love this card even more now. Wow, it is such disgusting. Like, it's just so disgusting. Like I was talking about how in Commander, at least you could have that thing on the table, and then have the 4-drop from Commander Legends that essentially lets you do kind of the same thing. You just put something from your hand down for free, and it would just be such disgusting things that you can do with it. Like I don't think that Wizards learned from the run-in we had with the now banned Once Upon a Time, I think it was, like the green card.
Yeah,
That would let you
the
cast something for free at the beginning of the freaking game, or like
Yeah,
what was
you
it?
can cast
No,
it.
you could just
You can
cast it.
it.
Yeah, you
yeah,
cast
you
it
cast
for
it.
free.
Exactly.
It's very clear that Wizards did not learn their lesson, in which like you just cannot put free cast things in standard just because like I don't know. Has Wizards ever had a track record of learning their lesson when they do mistakes like this?
They do, but these are been consistently and recent mistakes, I guess.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I guess that part of me is just kind of referring to, I guess you could say, new Wizards, or like what Wizards has been doing in like the past like 2 to 3 years, which is just feels like every time they make a mistake, they just don't learn from it. They just do it again differently down the line. Like first it was a what? Like it was like an Once Upon a Time was an instant, correct, or was it a sorcery?
Yeah, it was an
It was an instant.
Yeah, it's like first it was an instant. Now they're doing it with an enchantment. Let's see what they do next. Maybe they'll try it with an artifact next. Who knows? It'll be great. It'll be great.
I'm kind of curious of why you chose Essica's Chariot.
Yeah, me too.
I just really like it because it kind of does the same thing as this that other commander that I play. I always forget his friggin' name. The Naya commander, which slaps you with rhinos.
Oh, okay.
So I just like the fact that Essica's Chariot, it comes down and it creates 2 green tokens. So that's already, like, Essica's Chariot is already for a fact going into my token deck. I don't care if it's a 4 cost. And on top of that, when it attacks, it creates a copy of a target token you control, which, considering all of the token cards that I personally have in my collection, it just gives me a lot of like possibilities of fun things I can do. And I was actually like kind of toying with the idea of attempting to build a what's that color combination called? It's a blue, green, red. Teamer, like a teamer token deck with some stuff that I had lying around, which is it's currently in the lab because I still don't know exactly what my partner selection is going to be. Because again, to get a teamer commander, I think that I'm going to try to do like the same thing that I was doing with Tana and Ravos, but just switch, try to get a blue partner on there that'll work well with tokens.
You could do the snake. Came in, I think it's Ikoria. Whenever you draw more than one card or something like that, you make snake tokens.
But is she Teamer? I can't remember the snake right now.
It's
Right
Teamer.
off.
But yeah,
That does sound fun.
Yeah, and plus, you can you can add that mutate card that whenever it mutates, you make copies of the card, so
Yeah.
you'll have more tokens to like.
Oh yeah, I
Take it.
definitely wanted to have the little scutes in my deck, but I just haven't had the chance to like go out and buy them because I kind of really want to try and buy them from a local game store instead of purchasing them online. Um,
I
Yeah, go ahead.
have a question now.
Yeah.
If you turn Essica's chariot into a creature and then mutate something on top of it, what happens at the end of the turn?
that is a very
Is it now the
interesting
creature with the
question.
abilities of Essica's chariot in addition to its
It
arm?
will have the abilities of
Hmm.
Essica's chariot.
Yeah.
Essica's chariot is no longer a creature, though.
Yes, but I think that it does. I this is what I
But you
think.
put
'Cause then
the
we would have to
mutate-
go to the.
But
Above,
the-
yeah,
Yeah.
above.
Yeah, you have to put the mutate card on the top though.
Yeah.
I think you have to put like the main creature on the top and Essica on the
Yeah,
bottom.
that's true. Yeah,
That's
that
interesting.
definitely
It's-
would work.
it's
I think that
interesting,
definitely works.
That's
Wait.
a ruling that's a
interaction.
ruling that's a ruling that has to be checked because that you have a point, JP, on the effect of the crew, but the mutate like removes the crew because it's still a creature when you mutate it. And then the card
Yeah,
that
but
is
that
on
doesn't
top is
that
the
doesn't
main
remove
creature.
the crew though. That clearly doesn't remove the crew because what
Yeah,
you have here is like the effects of the card still stay. Would it like? I wouldn't remove the crew, but would it like?
That
I
is
guess
a
you could say
time to
cancel it out. Probably.
let me go ahead and see if somebody already
And my guess is the when you turn it into a creature, then you mutate on top of it, and the new creature is now the mutate creature.
Exactly. So that's why I think it
But it's
works,
still an
but only if
an
you
interesting
mutate on top
interaction.
of it. If you mutate under it, it would definitely just keep like being a crew like artifact. That's what I think would happen. I guess that's definitely a question that will be answered in Magic Arena.
yeah, I think so too. At least here there is a post in Reddit, but it's not talking about the whole see if there's a mutate. No, there's nothing.
It's just this weird mechanic.
Yeah,
Cool.
mutate is
Yeah.
a weird mechanic.
But
I
it is
think
a
that
weird
this is like another topic that I kind of wanted to talk about. Definitely later on. I don't know if we had. I don't think no, we didn't have that topic on for tonight. But it's the fact that Wizards stopped, like for a while now, stopped updating Gatherer. While I do understand that there are multiple sources to talk about and to confirm Magic the Gathering like rulings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just wish Gathering was still there because Gathering really was at some point a really reliable source. You know, anyone had a question about a card, just take out your phone, go to Gatherer. Here it is. Here it is. The proof
Yeah,
that if
exactly.
that works or it doesn't work.
But to be
So-
honest, the MTG app that I use, the MTG guide, it keeps updating no matter what.
Mhm.
The one that has like all the rulings for the
Mhm.
cards.
Yeah, but
So,
it's not from like from Gather. It's not like an official Wizard source, is it? Or is that?
yeah, it is. It is. Everything is brought by the gatherers. Literally, you have the whole game, the whole rule, the comprehensive rules. You even have the tournament rules, plus the infraction procedure guide, plus rulings for each card. So if you search for let
like
me go to
another
the
app
first
that I'm
one. Let's go ahead and see for let me add Orengo. So let's go ahead and see Board Muse. It has everything, all card specific notes, all your permanents untapped during each player's untap step. See, it says it right here, gather rulings, and then it brings it from other sites as well, like Legion's facts, 10th edition facts, gather rulings. So yeah, it takes all of this. It takes, I think it's a whole shebang. You know, it's a great app. You have, at least I don't know that for Android, I haven't seen it. For iPhone, it's available, but you have to pay. I think it's like $6.99.
Save the rest of the details so they can give us a sponsor later on. Just save the details. Come on.
Yeah. So,
Nah, but
you gonna say anything else, Chris, for your cards?
no, yeah, like I said, I'm just there now that JP mentioned that. I'm really curious as to like what the rulings with the whole crew and the
Oh, we can ask see if Orengo has
Essica's.
a
Yeah.
thought about it. Orengo, what if let's say that Chris makes Essica's chariot to a creature by crewing it. What if he puts a mutate? He mutates the card and puts the creature, the main mutate creature on top of it. Does it lose the crew or does it keep it?
It has everything. I think it's gonna stay. It's gonna become. Ooh, that's a good one. So you're
I
saying
know, right?
you crew it, then you mutate on top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you mutate on top of it. So the main creature's on top.
I feel it stays as a creature, and the crew is just a stupid bonus that doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Basically,
Yeah.
what we.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I would totally
makes
crew the
sense to
creature with
me.
tokens just because I can.
It makes
And then
sense.
you'll see Chris like mutate. It's not a vehicle anymore.
I say this because you can't say, for example, take Karn, the great creator, the one that lets you search from outside the game.
Yeah.
And you can crew and you can animate that and you can attack with it without having to crew it.
Oh, that is
True.
true.
So
That is
so I
very
guess
true.
if you do mutate it, then it'll stay as a creature, I believe.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because when you mutate on top, it basically keeps the main traits of the creature on top, correct?
It'll
Yeah.
maintain the crew, but it'll be useless because it's still
Exactly.
it's a creature now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mutate
Oh,
is
I can't
just,
wait.
just a crazy mechanic.
I
I wish
can't
that
wait.
COVID-
Now I gotta buy. Now I gotta buy all those bunch of mutate
I wish,
cards.
obviously, I wish that COVID didn't happen just normally, but I wish it hadn't happened because I really would have wanted to see streams of pro players playing during Ikoria
Mutate,
and
yeah.
seeing how the hell they were mutating and keeping up with all the mutate. Because this arena
Oh,
is
yeah.
easy. It's everything's automated, man. But to have seen these pro players lose their freaking mind if like someone had a stupid shoot and then multiply the stupid shoot, and the shoot had like 3 different abilities, but this other shoot didn't. And oh my god, that would have been a headache.
Yes.
So, and it's never gonna happen now because Ikoria was like a low power set, and Mutate didn't make a splash. But damn, I really wish like we would have seen that in paper.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
would have been amazing.
That would
Just
be fucking
before
wild.
I say my top 3 cards, our friend Carlos was in a tournament that it was online in the States, and he just texted me. He said that he went 4-1 in the MTG Arena tournament.
Nice, man.
Nice. Very freaking
He,
nice.
he told me to join, but I told him like, dude, I have the podcast, and that will be conflicting. And he's already finished now, so imagine that.
Yeah.
What was he playing? He must have finished pretty quick,
Yeah.
no?
No, because the tournament was at 7.
But what did he
Oh.
play?
I don't know what he played. Probably he played a control deck.
Yeah, usually.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
play.
kind of a given with Carlos.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I was going to play Gruul Adventure.
That would have been good.
fun.
I love that. I love that deck because whenever they think that they're gonna lose, you put Embercleave and then they lose.
Yep.
Okay, so my top 3 cards are these 3. Obviously, Kaya. All
Yeah.
of these are because Commander.
because Golos. That's what I see.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. The first 2 is because Golos. Come on. So Kaya, all of her abilities are amazing. Removal, the ghost counter, makes spirits as well. But the plus side here is the emblem. The emblem is so amazing, especially if all your cards are legendary. Like, hey, I don't need to play. You killed it, but it's gonna come back. So,
She's
and the
just
thing is that I was
5
actually
costs to me.
hoping that there was a card that you could like bring back legendaries. I know that there's one, the black card from Dominaria. Was it Dominaria?
Primeval's
Primeval's
Primeval
Envy?
Bounty's Rebirth.
Something like that. Yeah,
Orsov, but yes, you're correct.
yeah. that card would have been amazing, but it's too high cost. And at least with Kaya, it's a 5. You have to only plus it 2 times. If you have Oath of Teferi or if you have Doubling Season, there you go. That's the card.
It's really good.
Primeval's Glorious Rebirth.
Yeah.
It's really powerful.
It's pretty powerful, but it's very high cost, and if you do Golos and not by mistake, but that is one of your 3, you just lose the card. That's the downside. You lose the card. It's the same way like when you do Golos and you have the win con with the gates and you lose a gate because you already played a land. So that's a very downside as well. Okay, he answered me.
Commander Dreadhorde. Don't you like that one?
Which one was this one? Oh, here you go. Chris, Carlos already answered. Jugué Gruul Adventures control was not working for him in practice.
Nice.
Yeah, that Gruul Adventure deck in Standard is retarded. Sorry, I'm not supposed to use that word, but sorry. Okay, so my next card is the Prismatic Bridge. The other one, I know it's a god that makes it's a mana dork, but the importance is this side. Why the importance is this side? Because it says the following. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal a card from the top of your library. Until you reveal a creature or planeswalker, put that card on the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. I love this card.
Fun.
Yes. And then the good thing about these flip cards is that if I do Golos and this card appears, because it's exiled or let's say on the stack, I can choose which side I want. So that's a plus. So that means that I can cast this with Golos for free, or I can pay Uber for it. And then if nobody kills it, I'm going to be going off either putting creatures or planeswalkers for free in my upkeep. So that card is amazing.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. And then I cannot say no more, but Tusky, Bearer of Secrets. I love this card because Squirrel. Squirrel is amazing. I've been talking a lot about having a Squirrel commander with an actual card, because I remember that I asked you guys that, hey, can I use the Squirrel from what was it, Unsanctioned?
Unstable?
I said yes.
Yeah, Unsanctioned. Yeah, and I'm like, then you guys said yes. I'm like, okay, so I can build off. But then an official one came in, an official Squirrel, so I can make the mono green token. I already seen some brews that are super interesting, but he's not the main commander though. The other cards are the commander, but I want to make him the main commander. And I remember that we were talking throughout the day about making more things for our Facebook page and our content. And I spoke to Orengo about this, I think a couple of days ago, that I told him, hey, look, in Untap, the new cards are available. So I was thinking that we can build commanders on Untap with the new cards and just play commander in Untap while we stream it. It would be kind of fun.
That'd be down.
And but again, these are my favorite cards. The Prismatic Bridge is the most that I am like more excited about. And I don't know, probably I'm wrong. Is there any card that says by the number of snow permanents you can win?
Don't say that. Don't say that out loud.
The omen has been placed.
I just said it.
It's ridiculous. Okay. Make it on a common, because why not?
No. Uncommon. Let's be reasonable, ¿verdad?
No. So
strong
proper
uncommon.
players.
No.
Popper got a ban recently. I think yesterday or the other day. You actually did get a ban. Not even joking. So they deserve a common that, like John says, you win the game if you have 6 islands, snow-covered islands.
Why do they have to play blue, man?
Because of course you have to play blue.
Blue don't need it. We need that for white, Orengo. That's what we need.
Any color.
Oh, right.
See, we need that for white, and then
Maybe-
white players still won't be able to win because they won't have the ability to ramp it up anyways. It'll get
No.
destroyed. They'll whiff their land drops.
So the
fine.
deck, so you make it.
balanced.
You need 10 snow-covered plains, and
That's
then
it.
see
They
that.
lost. It's
No,
over.
and then see the deck that actually runs it is a blue-white deck, which is mostly blue.
Okay. So before we continue talking, the movie guy says, and Orengo calls me nerd because I like D&D.
You're like a classic nerd. I'm sorry. Stranger
D&D is
Things,
great.
they were
Nerd.
magic, but they were playing
D&D is great.
So
D&D is amazing. Actually, we are actually to surprise the peeps and our viewers. We're actually thinking of making Chris is our D&D dude. So we all play D&D. I know that all of us can make great campaigns, but Chris is like, I don't know. He lives, dreams, snorts,
Yep.
drinks, breathe D&D.
Sometimes I sometimes do.
So I know that we're gonna be planning a special D&D
One shot, maybe.
one shot for you guys. But yeah, like, not to lie, like, it would be cool to have like this card or artifact. I don't know, that says for X amount of snow permanents you win the game. I don't know. It would
No.
be an additional win con for me.
No.
It would be like the most
Terrible idea.
mono in-
20,
in
20
con-
maybe if we do like 50
Shame.
snow covered permanents, that'll work, right? 50 is pretty.
Don't
pretty
give
balanced.
wizards the ideas. Shame.
like
How many?
there's no way you can justify it and make like it'll be auto include literally everywhere for the end of time.
No, yeah, but what?
Ooh, make it an artifact.
That would
Sure,
be
colorless.
make it an artifact.
It's colorless,
Make it
you
cost
know?
one.
A common artifact that costs 0. Done.
Yeah,
It's okay.
know
You
what?
can't beat
Sure.
that. You can't beat that. It's over. Just
fine.
okay. The movie guy says, "Count me in." I think that's for the D&D.
That's
And
all.
then
be
he
down.
goes ahead and continues. I need a place where my functional alcoholic dwarf paladin to play.
Oh, your paladins would fit in nicely with the paladins I have.
The thing is that there's a story behind that. So I remember that we had like this D&D session with a bunch of friends on a rooftop. And it was really funny because it was like 3:00 in the morning. All of us were dead tired. We started playing like at 10, and it took us 2 hours for each one to have our characters done.
Sounds about right.
And then when we started playing, we were all mad tired. We were all mad intoxicated in many ways. It was funny because one of our friends started like, yo, bro. Is that we need a place? We need something to take us to the town. So I think he was a wizard. Then he's like, I'm gonna call a poober, and then he started doing like this. A poober is it's a chariot with horses, but Uber.
Amazing.
But poober.
It's great.
Oh, there he is. There he is. I have an alcoholic paladin and a pothead elf druid.
Oh yeah, like automatically, like I saw that comment here in the bottom, and I thought that the first thing you were gonna say is that your friend told you that they were just gonna like ride on a giant J all the way to the city. Like
No, the one with the pothead elf, that was another funny story. That's another funny story. But yeah, we should do that. And actually, Orengo and me told the movie guy that we're gonna invite him to one of our commander games.
Yeah.
Even though he is like totally lost, he's gonna play with us.
he'll get it. Commander is easy. Just let him run Krenko. Easy.
No, stop.
Stop, no.
What, you don't want 2 token decks on the table? It'll be fun. I promise.
No.
I'll Kaiba the shit out of Craig. Okay. Start ripping them.
You'll see JP throwing out the Exodia out of the blue.
Heart of the cards.
All the cards all the time.
Oh, look, the movie guy says just to watch. No, 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 no.
No, buddy. You're playing. You're playing.
You're playing. Here we go. I got your deck right here, movie guy.
You gotta play.
You got him right there. Look at him. He's
So,
beautiful.
Little
Crinkle
goblin.
Bob Ross. Yes.
Yeah,
Goblin. Gross.
disgusting, man. No.
Gross goblin.
It's my janky Krenko. You
Sure.
guys have seen janky
So
Krenko
janky.
before?
Janky Crankle with most of the good stuff.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
What? What are you talking about?
Sorry, left.
I don't even have Perforos anymore. Come on.
Anymore.
Anymore.
What a
Yeah.
tragedy.
I imagine that he put the new Goblin cards that came out.
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he did.
Oh, there's just
No,
There
no.
you go. You know what? That's hilarious. That's fine. I'll
I
accept
had
that
to.
one.
I had
Accept that
to.
one.
I'm like,
Oh no. Of
the
course you
best
had to.
goblin weapon in the history
Yes.
of goblin weapons,
Yes.
the rock.
The Rock. Yo, they should make a proxy of that card with The Rock.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes. Yes.
With the eyebrow and everything, a close up.
Yes. Yeah, I did that like altar of the Pantheon on here just in case, because devotion is always fun in here.
Yeah.
But
Well,
other than that, I haven't done
Do
much
you have
here.
Nick those in that deck?
You should.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
should.
god, more
It makes
disgusting.
It makes sense. Like it'd be weird if he didn't.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also added like the reason why it became jankier than it usually is because I added like some cards that just shouldn't be here in the first place, but I just had to add them because reasons, starting by our little rock boy over here. And so I also had like took the liberty of adding Goblin Game just to mess with everyone. It has super
why
long
is that
text
card
on
even
it.
legal?
Dude, that is illegal.
It is
Literally.
It is legal. It is
No.
legal. That's the problem.
It's not legal. It's not
It
legal
is.
for me. It's a headache.
It is
for
a
everyone.
headache.
Jesus, man. Why do you have to be that guy? And I'm supposed to be that guy.
Come on.
Hey! How about I go ahead and buy a couple of bigger blacker lotuses and put it in the Golos?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Bigger
agree.
Bigger
Do it.
black and blue lotuses, please.
Do it.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
rip him in the
Start whipping
game.
them on stream
I have
every
more
time.
mana.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be great to be honest. Just sit there and just ripping up a thing that resembles a Black Lotus. It's fantastic.
Actually, that card is pretty expensive. It's like $10
Oh,
each. I think
Yeah.
it is.
Because they keep ripping them.
Yeah. I guess that for purposes of that card, I think one shouldn't like get like break the exact card.
Yeah.
And just like find something to break and put it in the
Land or
graveyard.
something.
Yeah,
that's fair.
exactly.
That's fair.
Because you're not gonna waste $10 and then rip the card. Come on.
There's
You'd be
crazy people in
surprised.
the world, but
Yeah, I
sure, you're
know. You know what would be cool? Just putting it out there. It should be cool to make a commander game and play with the uncards. That would be funny.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That'd be cool.
Your
Nah,
mic is
he's-
muted.
Mega, but
Nah, let me say I've been wanting to do that for freaking ages, dude. I
Oh,
really want to play like.
Dude, I
I
remember
wonder if we
when
can try to commander draft with like an unbox. Do you think we like?
Yeah, I
it
think
would
we
be
can.
Possible.
yeah, with an unstable box, we can. The unstable boxers are not expensive.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know. We got some good future content ideas here.
Oh,
that
yeah, we do.
definitely
We
want
do.
to try out.
We do.
Actually,
So
looking,
any of
looking
you?
for my Nykthos. I can't find my Nykthos. I'm concerned.
he sold it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Oh,
You don't
there
need
it is. Okay, it's okay. We got it, boys. We got it.
Eat it. It's okay.
It's all
Just,
good.
Toss it in the trash.
Oh! If that wasn't enough,
It's
I'm
never
really
enough.
sad because I haven't gotten to use this card. Every time I've had it in hand, it's either too late to use it or I just haven't had a lot of chances to. And it's Treasure Nabber. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with Treasure
Oh
Nabber.
my god!
You've used it.
Why?
When an opponent taps an artifact for mana, gain control of that artifact until the end of your next turn.
I hate that card so much. I sold that.
It's
card.
amazing. It's amazing, Orengo. I just want to
it's
play
not.
it as soon as you start playing Urza. Just see you look at it and quiver in fear.
No. Well, the good thing is that the stuff that I tap I mean, they don't produce mana for you, so I guess that's good. But that's the only thing.
That's good, but the other thing, actually, the thing that I wanted to do originally when I saw Treasure Nabber is just have something that will allow me to sacrifice artifacts and just,
Stop, gross.
just
Stop
play
it.
Treasure Nabber, play other
Why?
cards that like
Yeah,
steal
slow bad.
creatures
Slow
and
bad sacrifices
sack
artifacts.
Don't
And
give him
slow bad.
I
ideas,
have
JJ.
slow bad.
What's wrong with you?
I already have Slowbad. I already have Slow. I just need to put him in the deck. I got Slow. He's right. I will go get him right now.
Anyways, you were saying something, John?
Yeah, do you guys have anything else to add to the Kaldeim spoilers? Are you guys
Which
are happy?
that reminds
this
me
set- yeah.
of the card, like one of the more recent ones. Like I just saw it earlier today. It's called Haunted Voyage.
Okay.
4 black and black for a sorcery, so 6 mana. Choose a creature type. Return up to 2 creatures cards of that type from your graveyard to the battlefield. If this spell was foretold, return all creature cards of that type from your graveyard to the battlefield instead. And the foretell cost is 5 black, so it's 7 mana, so 1 higher than the normal casting cost.
And the
That's
foretell.
really good. Foretell is 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But like it's very reminiscent to Patriarch's Bidding, where Patriarch's Bidding is 3 black, and each player chooses a creature type, and all creature types of the chosen type come to play. So if I choose elves and you choose warriors or humans. So you choose humans, I choose elves.
Goblins.
All my elves and all my humans in my graveyard come into play, as well as yours, etc. But this was like very specific. You just choose yours in this case. For a tribal deck, you just choose. Oh yeah, I just choose elves and bring all my elves back from the graveyard, which is really really strong. Very reminiscent of also to Living Death. It's just really strong. I just
give you-
something really good.
I like it.
I'll give you another one. There's this card that was spoiled today as well from MTG Arena. It's called Fearless Pup. Is a creature wolf,
so
cost
cute.
for 1. First strike 1/1, but it has boast. Fearless Pup gets +2/+0 until end of turn.
It's flavor text though.
Ow!
It's just a little cute
Very
puppy.
Yeah,
When you attack, you can boost it
To
as
a-
a
to a-
3/1
for
with.
3 with first strike.
Oh god, it has first strike. That's the problem.
Mhm.
It's already a 1/1 with
Problem.
first
That's
strike.
the great thing about it. That's not a
No,
problem.
it's a 1/1. That's one of the things that
One
is
mana 1/1 with first strike, and then you can pump it.
actually, if you think about it this way, you can play him turn 1, right? And if you have a big, like a 3 toughness creature, you can play the dwarf in turn 2 to give it +2/+0. The adventure one.
Yeah.
And then in turn 3, you can boast it. But if you're like really, really like, let's say that you have a big green creature that you want to eliminate, +2/+2 plus the +2/+2 from the dwarf, that's already 5. So
First strike.
first
Yeah,
strike.
first-
Just give it Death Touch. Take the shortcut, man.
Give it flying.
Or flying.
Give it horsemanship.
Easy.
get it over
GG.
with.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Give
a
it shadow.
shadow. Yeah, there we go.
And then this card, I think there's going to be an issue with mono red. It's called Frenzied Raider. It's spoiled again from MTG Arena. It is a cost 2/2/2 creature demon berserker that says the following: whenever you activate a boast ability, put a counter on it.
So turn 1 Fearless Pup, turn 2 Frenzied Raider.
Turn 3, you have a boast 2/3/1 and a
Uh,
3/3 berserker.
And a 3/3, and then later on in the game you play Arnie, the 3 mana 3/3 that changes. It's changes its base power to the highest power +1,
Exactly.
and that pumps the other dude, and everything just keeps getting buffer and buffer and buffer. Like
that sounds
mono red might be actually decent.
Yeah, mono red is going to be decent again.
Mhm.
It's not going to be hasty, but but it's going to be small creatures that go big.
Arnie has
mono
Ar-
red
uh,
decent again. Yes.
Arnie
Yeah.
has haste. So if you go turn 1 pop, turn
Mhm.
2 frenzied raider, turn 3 you pump the pup, making a 3/1 first strike and a 3/3. Then turn 4 you play Arnie and pay the 1 for the boast. His power. So
Well,
if I'm not
Arnie has boast as well.
Arnie has boast, yes. His power
Oh, right,
turns
right. I
into
remember.
the highest power plus 1. So
So you
boast
boast
is a pay 1 and it has
It's
2 dots,
nice.
meaning the boast goes on the stack immediately when you pay it. That means the frenzied raider would get the +1 counter immediately after. He becomes a 4/4, and Arnie then becomes a 5/2 or 5/3. And Arnie has haste. Arnie has haste. This is turn 4, attacking with a 1, maybe a 1/1. The 1/1 first striker, maybe not. A 4/4 and a 5/3.
Yeah, I think that you would not attack with the pup like that. You don't lose it.
Yeah.
You would attack with the Berserker and Arnie. Do the boast. And, oh wow, yeah, red is going
4/4
to
and
be
a 5/3.
decent again. And then, then after that, if you're like in 6 mana, you can play Embercleave.
I mean, you already have a 5 power thing. Isn't Embercleave like cheaper?
No, that's what I mean. Because if you have 4 creatures, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that you play another Fearless Pup we're in turn 6 and you have your creatures, whatever. This is just an example. So if you attack with all of them, you have 6 mana. Embercleave will cost you 2. You still have 4 open. You can pay 1 for Arnie and 3 for one of the pups. You have the Berserker will have 2 boast triggers on the stack, and you'll get 2 counters.
Yeah, that seems. And then
And
Arnie
then-
becomes.
Isn't both once each turn?
Yes, but you can. It's different creatures.
If it's different creatures, you can boast.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can
never
boast.
mind.
Yeah. So then Arnie becomes a bigger creature, I guess, if I'm not mistaken.
If in this hypothetical the
Let's
frenzy
say that-
berserker is a 4/4 and
Exactly.
then it's a 5/5 and you activate then you
The
activate the pup and Arnie, it becomes a 6/6. Arnie becomes a 7/3.
And then you put Embercleave on Arnie. Arnie
No,
becomes an
if you
8.
put if you don't put it on Arnie, then if you put it on the berserker, then Arnie becomes an 8/3.
Okay, so you have to
Arnie,
put it
Arnie
on the
gains
Berserkers, on the
the
Berserker.
highest power +1. So you don't want to put anything on Arnie because he's just gonna pump himself strong. It's like he's like the boast mechanic was kind of made for Arnie. He's like, no,
Okay.
I'm stronger.
Okay, but
If you put the Embercleave on
so
the berserker,
counters go in first on the Berserker, then the boast effects.
that's what I'm assuming since you pay the boast cost and then it has the 2 dots.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it
it
goes
makes
on
sense.
the
It
stack.
makes sense.
It goes on the stack. The other thing is a triggered ability. Oh, you paid the boast. It goes on the stack. The triggered ability, you get the +1 counter. This is going to resolve, and then you're just going to get the actual effect. Since that and by that order, the frenzied berserker, frenzied raider is going to get bigger before Arnie resolves, and Arnie's going to get even more so bigger.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
gonna be
Because
one more.
then to make Arnie more stronger, you put the Embercleave on the top. You cast Embercleave at the last card that will be the last card you cast.
Yeah, basically,
battlefield.
generally, I feel like it would be better to cast Evercleave on something other than Arnie, because Arnie just gonna
Exactly,
be
yeah.
is always gonna be, oh yeah, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm
Yeah.
Batman.
Wow. We just gave our audience a mono red deck.
Yeah,
Literally.
with the new stuff.
Okay, guys. So overall, do you guys like this set?
And like I said earlier, like I'm kind of excited
How
for
many
an
goblins do you
overall.
give it? Let's put it that way. How many goblins do you give it?
I give it a 7.5 out of 10 goblins.
Okay. How about you, Chris?
I just love everything about this set. But
So you're gonna say 10?
attempting to be a little bit objective here. I wouldn't say this is like my dream Magic set either, which is like my standard for 10 is like, you know, my dream Magic set that you look at and you're like, wow, this is actually really good, really balanced and fantastic. And I think that one of the things that really doesn't let me give it that full 10 is the fact that, you know, what Orengo and JP were talking about earlier, like what do you do about like the snow covered like lands and permanents? Like you don't really have a lot of things that affect snow covered lands or snow covered permanents. There's no downside to running them. It's like might as well just keep running them for the rest of standard
Exactly.
until they rotate the hell out. So
Actually, it would
because
be pretty retarded.
I
and
think
then
that my
they make fetch lands
oh god.
because there are the snow covered lands. They're the dual ones are mountain and whatever.
Yeah, they're
Oh
fetch.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
Oh
fetch.
yeah. So they
Give
they,
it
they're
give it 2
fetchable.
years. They'll do the fetch lands for snow covered lands. They'll do it.
Yeah,
Give it
that
2
would be
years.
cool. That would be cool.
That would not be cool. That would be horrific. It's not a horrible idea.
But yeah, given that there are like some minor issues, I guess I kind of have with the set, I'm going to go ahead and agree with JP on that one and just give it a solid 7.5 because I really do like the set. My rating may change because I also get very biased when it comes to Magic sets based on the lore. I'm like huge on Magic lore. Like I just love
Actually,
reading it. I love everything about it. And until I don't start reading the Kaldeim lore, that rating may change. It may go up or down depending on how.
if I'm not mistaken, the lore will be available by the end of this month. If I'm not mistaken, in the presentation they mention it. They said that it's going to be available in the website. Again, they're going to do that ruling that depending on how what the lore says, some places won't be available because of their like beliefs, but it will be available. If I'm not mistaken, it's by the end of this month or starting of February. So, okay, Orengo, how many goblins do you give this set?
What I had no faith in this set, and you know they did the whole thing about being like heavy metal, and it was cute. It was cute. It still wasn't like, but I wasn't buying it at all. What made me at least semi excited for it was exactly the snow covered land. But as Chris said, and as we've all mentioned here too, the problem is there's no downsides. So it's going to create a problem in standard moving forward because R&D did not think of having downsides. It doesn't have to be like specific. They didn't have to make like a Armageddon for snow covered lands. They didn't need to do that either. They didn't need to be like go crazy. But you know they needed more stuff.
White
as
needs land destruction again.
Sure, I mean there's a couple land destruction actually, but
Yeah, but not
they-
for
they
like
should've-
white.
they
Is
should have
there?
had downsides. They
No,
should have
I
had
don't think for
downsides.
white there is.
No,
Exactly.
there isn't.
I need-
They should have had downsides. They didn't. I am happy they're snow covered, especially because now snow covered lands are really going to become affordable for everybody. Like everyone's going to be able to play them.
And then you'll
And-
see, the. It's not me. I just in case I didn't put this. That was our friend Carlos told me. He texted me. They just announced no cover land, so the secret layer will go up in price. I'm like, I don't think so.
I feel like it probably will for some. Like some people might
Yeah,
just
probably
pluck
some.
them,
Yeah,
pluck them
Some
because
people-
they're snow covered.
yeah.
Maybe. You know, it's speculation at this point, but and there might be a slight bump because of it. Because you know, some people will be like, "Oh, I'll get the cheapo lands," but some other people might be like, "I want to, bling out a little bit of my 5-color deck."
Mhm.
I know it's not like great that everyone would just play snow covered because like everyone under the sun has said there's literally no downside to playing this. I don't do it because I don't have enough snow covered lands. I only have them for my one blue deck because that's the only deck that has any meaningful usage for having them because of the extra power lens. But beyond that, like my other deck's just normal lands. I don't care.
It's actually what I wanted to do for the janky Urza build. Like I wanted to just put a bunch of like snow covered islands just so I could use the extra planar lens because I just have it there just like cogiendo polvo and just
that's kind of the purpose. And even beyond that, there's since there's no downside, it's only a plus to have
and
them.
also like
Especially
the
now,
astrolabe.
given there's actual benefits. The astrolabe is a good example, and there's gonna be a bunch of Kaldeim now that there are actual upsides to running snow covered lands, like literally.
In my case, I have Dead of Winter, which requires snow land. It's like that's my snow permanents and
Exactly.
extra planar lands.
even if
So,
it's like one card in your 99, it's enough to justify having
yeah.
all your land
Exactly. Yeah.
be snow covered. ¿Entiende?
Yep.
So it's cool because now they're going to become affordable. It's also cool that they made fetchable snow covered lands. I do hope they stop there because it's threading a very fine line at Wizards just being like,
Snow
down the
everything.
line,
The snow on
oh,
everything.
snow shock lands. Because,
Snow
because they shock you, they give you frostbite now, and they take 2 life, and
Ah,
now they come
yes.
on. And like you said, they make fetchable snow. No, like I hope they don't do that. Like I hope they control
Hey,
themselves. Like
look. You put the land down, and it gives you like frostbite too. So you take 2 damage
sure,
in
sure.
2 turns. So
Over 2
that way
turns.
you
Yeah, and it
exactly.
becomes
There you
on top.
go. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, no, please, please, Wizards, please. You thread the line very carefully by making them fetchable, but they enter tapped, and that was great. That was a great balance. It allows us to have really good tap lands because they're snow covered. Great. Please, for the love of God, keep it that way. Do not like indulge in what you always do and make stupid frostbite lands in the future or whatever. I
Sir,
like that. So in
sir,
essence,
when
Kaldheim, what saved it for me was the fact that there's snow covered lands.
Ale,
Um,
Ale,
what?
look at me in the eyes. Look at me in the eyes. Like, just when was the last time that Wizards just took a good decision without taking a terrible one, either right after or right before they took the good decision?
What makes me think that they're at least thinking that it'd be stupid to make like frostbite lands? It's because they made them tapped. Because if they would have indulged in that, they would have been like, you know
Mm,
what, screw it, let's make a full cycle of frostbite lands.
yeah.
Screw it. They make, like you said, they make you take 2 damage over 2 turns and become untapped or something stupid like that.
Oh my God.
They would have indulged. Like I feel they would have indulged because they're insane. Because since you can't fetch them in this standard set, like in this standard cycle,
Yeah.
they would feel justified in doing this. It'd be stupid, but they would feel justified in doing it.
Can't you
Um,
technically like isn't there like a card? I can't remember like if we do have it in center or not, but that like specifically fetches for forests. I
there's
mean,
only
again, it doesn't apply to like all of the other lands, but
you mean in standard right now. All we have is Fabled Passage
Yeah. We
and
only have
Evolving
it
Wilds,
once.
which some
Evolving
people
Wilds.
use
yeah.
because you want to
But
ramp
then
and
didn't
there's
we have a
utility.
sorcery that like fetches for forest, or am I just thinking like standard, like
Oh,
last standard?
I don't think so.
I don't
Probably
think
last
so.
time.
For cheap, no. You're thinking of Once Upon a Time, which got released in
All
Commander
right.
Legends, but that's Commander Legends. Like in Standard, there's no like Once Upon a Time. There's like
Yeah.
3 cost, like Cultivate. That's what we
Three
got.
three visits is the one.
3 visits. Sorry, yes.
Hmm.
What we got is Cultivate. That's like the best ramp card that we have in Standard right now.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Yeah, it hasn't rotated yet. Um, in the end, Kaldheim, what saved it for me was Snow. There's some cool Commander stuff, which I was already expecting it. I was just what kind of it makes it a deal breaker for me and not like the most amazing set ever. I know this is stupid and it's because I play the color, but Wizards, and I get it because they want to highlight other colors. I get it. Blue has had its time in the sun, but it's like they actively try to make crappy blue cards nowadays. Like they actively try to like that, like Odin. That's cute. It's a cute Odin card, and it has a cute ability, but it's such a crap blue card. It's
You s-
so bad.
you say that, but then I look at my black cards, and some of them are pretty some of them are pretty good, but I feel like they're just tad on the overcosted, or the effect just isn't strong enough. And just look at the board wipe, the snow sorcery that's a board wipe. Compare that to just Dead of Winter.
True. Fine. Fine.
I
I can
have
give
the
you that.
argument to end
So
all
much
arguments.
better.
I have the
But you
argument to
still
end
have
all
something
arguments.
that's
White,
to what
white.
green, like
There's
black
that's
does.
it. That's it. It's white. That's the argument to end the whole thing. Just white,
True enough. True
White
enough.
is getting screwed, but
white.
green though, green is
It-
getting pushed so hard, set by set, it's insane. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
sometimes as a result, Simic gets pushed because they bind it with blue, but blue on itself it's crap. White usually is crap. Red is amazing all the time, and that's why we got Gruul to be great. And then green is pushed to hell. Like JP said, black is on the overcosted side, but at least it's black stuff that
It's good. Yeah,
it's good. It's good black stuff. It still does what black is supposed to do. What the hell am I supposed to do with Odin? Like, oh, I attack with a random bird, and then I get the scry on the other side. I play 7 mana to scry 2. It's so
Hey.
dumb.
Orengo.
Yeah.
Oscar
Oh.
says, Llegué brujos.
Indeed.
But yeah,
But
so
come
I
on,
would
Orengo.
say-
You have that amazing white card that gives your opponent a permanent.
God, that's so dumb. I don't.
They should have just brought back land tax. That's what they should have done.
Oh my God!
You know what? Sure, why not? Like, they should
Yeah.
give something to white at this point. Like, give some. I don't understand what's the
Have to
thing of not
exile,
pushing.
land tax, anything.
Push it. Just push white. Like, you're pushing green so stupid.
I
Do
think
you think that they'll
they're
try to
not-
push white in like Strixhaven, which would totally be counterintuitive?
My
No,
theory,
I don't think
my theory still stands that if they do
Blue and black.
five houses, they're just gonna do the 5 other 3-color cycle.
Mhm.
They haven't gotten it yet.
Hmm.
That's
Blue
what
and black
that's my
is,
theory.
is
I'll stand by it.
blue and black is probably like that's the most wizardy colors because black gets the necromancy and dark magic, ooh, and blue is all just generally wizards.
Yeah.
being a wizard. Blue is
Red
being
might
a wizard.
also because is very like
And aggro, yeah.
but
Pyromancy and stuff.
Pyromancy, yeah.
I don't feel like white's getting it
And
this
the
time.
thing is that, yeah, I think we're not gonna get that much white support until like probably on the
The Forgotten Realms one. I'm just thinking clerics and paladins. These are very, very, very white cards.
Yeah.
And paladins are like
and
the
angels.
strongest. Angels are like white might actually do get some.
In the D&D set, right? That's a
Yeah,
D&D
it's a
set.
D&D
I
set.
agree. Fully.
You know,
Yeah, I
that
feel like
brings
they're gonna
me to like
push-
another kind of unrelated question on that. Like, how do you think the race variety is going to be in the Forgotten Realm set? Because in D&D, there is just such a huge selection of like races and types of creatures. Basically the same amount of creatures that are stuck in all of Magic's history are basically all stuck in like the Forgotten Realms up to a certain point.
We can talk about
you
that
have-
in our D&D topic.
Ooh,
Definitely,
yeah,
that would be a
sure.
Yeah,
fantastic
because we
idea.
have that topic is still there.
Oh yeah,
In the
Actually, we
end,
can make that topic for next Saturday.
I would be down, especially
Yeah.
considering that we do have that Forgotten Realm set coming up. So I am excited for it, just because lore. I want to know what Forgotten Realms means for Magic lore. Is it just going to be another bullshit set for Magic from Wizards part, or are we actually going to see like in the Magic the Gathering game, now that we already have D&D integrated, like Magic integrated into D&D, are we finally going to see truly in Magic lore D&D integrate into Magic? Like I just,
Jason just walking around in the Forgotten Realms, that type of stuff.
yeah, just walking around with his memory wiped for like the 50th time. Yeah,
they're just so afraid to make Jace good again. Make
Yeah.
Jace good again. Make him
Hey,
broken.
just-
Have him
just
have
kill
5
him off.
loyalty abilities.
Just
5.
kill him off.
5.
Just
And a
kill him
static
off.
ability too.
Kill
just
off
on top.
Jace. Kill off
5.
Jace. That's what we got to do. Kill him. Just destroy. Just forget about Jace. He doesn't need to be there anymore.
Make him good again.
The era
God,
of Jace has ended.
Clearly.
Jace was only good for the Guild Pact. That's like his
Clearly.
major arc. That was it. He just doesn't need to exist anymore.
Just-
Fuck Jace.
Making him back and making him crappy, and it's just annoying.
The Gatewatch got destroyed after War of the Spark. We don't need the Gatewatch anymore. We don't need Jace anymore. Fuck Jace. You just don't. We specifically do not need Jace. Just kick him out.
Get my emo
Get him
boy
outta
back. Get my
No.
emo boy back.
He's not emo.
Oh,
He's
yes,
not
he
fucking
is. Super
emo. He
emo.
is just a forgetful fuckboy. That is the most I can give him right
Boy.
there. That's all
That's
Jace
like a
is.
kid you see like at Borders, dude. That's what Jace is. He's like a little hoodie, he's like a little corner.
You know,
All the
half of
other
those
kids
ended up
still-
being forgetful, like either fuckboys or sad boys. Then the rest of those are just a bunch of nerds like us.
Okay, fine.
So-
And Kaldeim, 6 goblins, I'd say.
6 goblins. Okay. I'm with JP and Chris. I'm 7.5. We have a half a goblin there.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So it was an amazing night. We had a lot of laughs. I think we made a couple of people smile with our crazy ideas and crazy theories, especially that card that wins with snow-covered permanents. So, okay,
Fun.
Chris.
It's so much fun.
Chris, where then can the people find you?
Well, like I have promised like a million times before, I am kind of starting to make a little bit of content on my Twitch again, so you can find me there at crisscross13. I will be putting some real content soon because I've just been doing a lot of testing for now. And you guys can find me here in Cardboard Cave as always. And if you can try to find me on Facebook, sure, you can find me on there as well.
Okay, how about you, JP, where they can find you?
You'll find me here every time we have this podcast on Cardboard Cave. And you can find us in Spotify. You can spot us in anywhere you can see any podcast. We're probably there.
And Orengo, where can they find you?
You can find me in this podcast. You can find me in the podcast from the Movie Guy. But beyond that, you can just Google me because I am a filmmaker and I make movies. Or you can IMDb me and check out the movies that I've done.
Okay.
When are we getting a magic movie, Orengo?
Ah, man, that's too expensive. Let Netflix do that.
And thank you, everybody that joined us tonight. You guys are extremely awesome. And especially that we came back after a week of not having a podcast. But thank you for everybody that joined us tonight, everybody that commented and joined us and just gave your opinions or gave your ideas for Magic the Gathering custom sets like that Monster the Hunter one that we will be paying attention and asking questions. But nothing, guys. Remember, you can follow me on all my social media as Big Boss 117PR and as well at the Movie Guys podcast that we are there always talking about movies and much more. Plus, guys, I want to give a little shout out to one of our friends. She has I will continue calling this thing a Yeti because I don't know what to call you, but a Yeti. So if you want a custom Yeti, see, I got nothing else to say. If you want your custom Yeti, you can pass by the Glithering Alley shop. You can check them out on Facebook and or Instagram. They come in different sizes. You can customize them with your favorite characters or favorite video game characters as well. Probably you want to make a Boros Yeti or any other guild, go ahead and check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Like that, you guys can go ahead and make your custom Yetis. And it's not that expensive and it's really good. Just follow them and they'll gladly help you guys out. So next podcast, you guys heard it here. We're going to talk about the D&D issues that we're having with Wizard of the Coast and the diversity issues. Plus, we're going to talk about the Forgotten Realms set as well. See what we can talk about and see what we expect of this set. Nothing, guys. I'm going to give you a small message from our favorite local game store, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, geeks, do you love comics, collectibles, and TCG? Well, here at Cardboard Cave, we have the place for you. Pass by Kapitan Granuja Comics and Games and find all your favorite geeky items there. Look for them at Facebook or Instagram or call them at 787-659-7003. A store blessed by Nicole Bolas.